Hello, and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. And today, we'll be discussing the XDC and XRP coins. Then there's XLM, of course. There have been previous videos where I have portrayed these three in a positive light, and that is due to the practicality of them. Having these three in your possession is a safe bet. You don't have to hold all three of them if you don't want to. I'm not saying it because I think it's true. I'm just stating that anyone who is new to cryptocurrency, or who is perhaps entering into cryptocurrency early on, or whoever the case may be, can't go wrong with include these three coins in their portfolio. Add some H-bar Algo K and T Casper to that, of course. Excellent news. I've always said that Casper is my most valuable asset, and it still is, but I also own XDC, XRP, XLM, and even H-bar Algo K and TI a few others, so my portfolio is quite varied. But because I've lived here for a while, I've also accumulated a lot of these other precious items. However, we can examine XDC as an illustration. It's been a monster year thus far, and I've been watching to see if we can purchase back at around 4.5 cents to approximately 5 cents. I anticipate that this range will be where most people begin to accumulate XDC shares. If we examine the historical price chart, we can deduce that the crucial point at which to sell is when the price reaches between 4.5 cents and 5 cents. In the long run, I'd be happy with a rate of 4 to 5 cents. Future path. However, we were acquiring this heavily in 2022. Simply put, it was a rare find. These XRP tokens are all precious stones. This year has been fantastic. You might have been collecting all three of these since 2022 if we refer back to the year chart. So then what? You're over the moon right now. You are likely to be celebrating the release of all three coins in 2022, and by that I mean from the summer through the winter. But hear me out, the reality is that this is merely the start. And when we consider XRP, I've mentioned that I intend to buy the currency at prices between 53 and 56 cents, and possibly 58 cents if we manage to hold the 62-cent zone. The main area to buy XRP and XLM, like XLM, is likely to be around 62 cents. This is something I've been considering. And it's quite similar to XRP in a lot of ways, right? Like I spoke about these two quite a bit, like how 13 cents is a key support zone, and how that zone extends down to about 10 cents, so 10 to 13 cents on XLM on XRP. I'm hoping we can get to the 58-cent range where I can start to buy in, but that may not happen. The following DC will probably cost around 4 or 5 cents. Let's discuss these three now because, yeah, I did just make a tweet that went viral yesterday. I had almost 1,000 likes, but you guys blew it out of the water. I'd love it if you guys would follow me over on Twitter. Over at NCashOfficial, I also share a lot of useful data. And I mentioned that the primary reason I have Xrp Xlm Xdc is that I have done enough study to know how massive these three will be on their own. Let me share what I discovered about XRP during my investigation. It's a cornerstone of the digital global payments network that could outshine any global traditional network, highlighting the efficiency of cross-border payments and value movement highlighted by major organizations like the IMF, the World Bank, the BIS, and others, and it's a fundamental asset for a future dominated by tokenized central bank reserves, commercial stable coins, and basically anything of digital value. Also, XLM is a major contributor to and facilitator of price changes, much like XRP. In my opinion, XRP is more suited for business-to-business monetary transactions. XLM is better suited for P2P interactions, but Stellar is building the most user-friendly on- and off-ramps for widespread retail adoption of cryptocurrencies via blockchain technology. XLM, the cryptocurrency of the last assets, is featured alongside XRP and its others. We also have XDC, a $19 trillion asset class, leading the way into the digital age. Digital advancements have failed in trade finance because of their high price. For the first time in history, people are optimistic because of distributed ledger technology and blockchain. By exposing platforms like Trade Phoenix to other networks like Swift, Xlm is building a network of networks, and they are also partnering as part of the DSI, the TF, and the ITFA. SDC and Xlm's relevance has been acknowledged by the DNI and the ICC. These three together provide the greatest danger to the crypt. Anyone who is optimistic about utility and the future of cryptocurrencies should consider holding all three. This doesn't detract in any way from HBAR vision. Casper, artificial intelligence, etc. Casper is my largest holding for a number of reasons. As I've already mentioned, these three are essential cogs in the utilitarian wheel. We also take a look at XDC, which, as far as I'm concerned, is a very underappreciated token. Now, I believe many people are using XDC as a possible indicator of future performance because we did run up, and because, listen, this thing did nearly a 4x off the lows going all the way back to December. This, really, is the final straw. But, as I mentioned before, I believe it is still very early on. In addition, I did respond to a post. Well, I did an article about how the payment and settlement industry is undergoing a third-generation revolution. All of this was planned out in advance by powerful people. I addressed this topic somewhat on my other channel. I pointed out that while you moan about market fluctuations, the future is already here in the form of new standards, laws, global harmonization, and experimental endeavors. You're either already on the train or waiting for your ticket that will never come. In the meantime, you can learn what retail investors didn't care about in crypto after the March 2020 crash by reading this IMF report from that year. For this reason, I maintain that it is essential to periodically review even the most ancient records in order to ensure that you are indeed living in the correct era. As for me, I advocated for a utility-oriented perspective. I also mentioned quite a few tokens. This is where I save my payments, settlements, and DLT experiments. The IMF made this announcement in June of 2020. In addition, this is the third generation of technology responsible for the radical change in financial transactions being discussed here. And this is what they're discussing. In addition, they are acknowledging that this is something that has recently emerged and played a role in a number of developments. And they do explain that these are payment and settlement transfers enabled by electronic and mobile payment mechanisms. They do mention that practically all countries now have access to real-time gross settlement systems. With its potential to improve the integration and reconciliation of settlement accounts and associated ledgers, DLT has been touted as a platform for the future generation of payment systems. In addition, they discuss the experiments they have been closely analyzing. The time for DLT has come, then, right? And we recognize the importance of this. For instance, the DTCC, handles transactions worth $2.40 quadrillion annually in securities payments, which are discussed below. The foreign exchange market is likewise very large, with daily trading volumes of around $7 trillion, my rough estimate. Another sector expected to be worth $250 trillion by 2027 is international transactions. To put it another way, this is really massive. In addition, I did discuss former Washington, D.C. I've already explained how the stars are aligned. And now, of course, the Xrp co-founder himself presents to you the man is discussing the launch of the Xrp Xdc network has integrated with Trade Trust, Digital Utility, and formed a partnership with the Infocom Media Development Authority of Singapore. We also know that Singapore is a major hub for XRP. I told them that with the launch of Xrp FCC has become one of the most optimistic tokens on the market. For almost 2 years, we have studied SAS while this project has progressed. And it's been incredibly thrilling because the stars appear to be aligning for widespread use of this technology. I have been predicting that the trade finance industry will be an early adopter of blockchain technology. Many of these markets were primed for disruption due to the absence of innovation changes during the past few decades. And now the agent utility has begun, and I couldn't be more ecstatic to be in possession of XDC. Trading in the future, how it feels. This is really occurring, right? And something to really kind of look for right now is that it's easy to lose sight of reality amidst the chaos of this market. The true worth of utility, and in particular many of these utility tokens, is only apparent if one looks past the hype and takes a closer look at the underlying technology. Over the past 5 years, TradeTech's trade finance distribution technology stack has enabled a large number of deals to be completed by financial institutions such as banks, alternative lenders, and institutional investors, including those in the SEC community. And Andrea Castleman's STC network, or Xrp. By the way, this is a former employee of Swift. In addition, he spent 20 years employed there. So, we know that this market is in its infancy, and I use STC, XRP, and Stellar as examples. And I'm thinking to myself, these things have the potential to be worth $500 billion to $1 trillion in the future. And it might not take too long either. You have to realize that this won't take place instantly. It's not this year, but sometime in the next 510 years, according to the ICC's projections. We may expect to witness a growth rate of 5.6% annually until 2031. By then, the total value of trade is expected to reach an amazing $35.582 billion, making trade finance an area worthy of attention because of the massive sums of money that stand to be affected by the advent of cryptocurrencies. The XRP would also come from Anderson. There will be a greater demand for neutral jurisdiction as the number of stable coins, crypto CBDCs, and tokenized assets grows. Mr. Schwartz's XRP inspired me to think about this bridging asset. Yes, you've located the digital bridge's valuable asset. You need something to settle all that. Digital assets will dominate the future and practically everything of worth will be on-chain, as I discussed over here. And only recently, Ripple discussed the increase of small and medium-sized enterprise, SME, cross-border payments. In addition, the B2B payments sector, which Ripple is targeting with XRP, is expected to grow to $110 trillion by 2027. Look at everything they've done with regard to CBDC and stable coins. They're setting up shop to be the backbone of the industry, from creation to management to transaction to destruction. Foreign exchange transactions is another option. We are well aware that XRP is pivotal to this. And then there's the liquidity crossroads, too. And we do know that XRP will likely be included in the liquidity hub. We do know that there were many regulatory issues, but that they are being resolved. I've been putting a lot of thought into this because it's thrilling to watch the tech stack grow steadily from the Ripple side. The 100+ use case on the XRP ledger is also expected to increase demand for XRP. There is a fusion of the retail and institutional quality markets. Listen, this is a formula for the exponential appreciation of the XRP token, and you also have Stellar, right? People living in cash-based economies have fewer financial options because of their lack of access to the digital economy. Stellar's cash-to-crypto on- and off-ramps rectify this problem by allowing them to hold digital assets and participate in P2P and international payments. More peer-to-peer than anything else, like I keep saying, this is peer-to-peer, P2P, B2 business, B2B, using XRP. It's important to keep in mind that XRP and XLM are not in direct competition with one another, rather, they are two separate but equally formidable heavyweights in the cryptocurrency market. And as we can see from this side of things, the Stellar network tops the charts in terms of the number of off-ramps at each asset. Take a look at these 322,000 exit ramp locations, add another 26,000 from SLM, and you've got nearly 340,000 exit ramp locations in all. It's wild, and their quick growth shows no signs of slowing down. Here's something impressive from the USDC, an organization of the highest caliber. Now you can make low-cost, nearly instantaneous transactions on the Stellar network using the Lemon app. Everything from making international peer-to-peer payments to accessing a digital currency exchange is geared for the P2P industry. Access to USDC on Stellar's payments and financial services is available around the clock. And finally, further expansion there, just like this represents a constant expansion rate on stellar entry and exit points. And that, my friends, is incredibly thrilling news. This is why it's crucial that we give equal attention to the following 3 points. Although they are not the absolute market leaders, you should be familiar with these 3 utility tokens because of their longevity and rapid growth. More than ever before, I believe that by the year 2025, we will have established standards and laws. Oh man, I'm feeling very confident right now. As always, I appreciate your support, and I wish you a wonderful day. If you did, please subscribe to my channel so I can send you more videos like this. 1. See you later, bye.